Hey everybody, Liuam Kearney here again. I want to talk to you a little bit today about blogging. A lot of people when they start out blogging kind of ask that question of, well, what do I blog about? And the one thing I really want to say to you today is that it doesn't matter, to be honest with you. You blog about stuff that excites you, stuff that you're interested in. You know, anything that you have like, you know, if you're big into health and fitness, blog about that. If you're big into cars, blog about that. If you're big into, you know, whatever it is, you just blog about it. Anything that you're interested in at the moment, blog about that. Anything that's topical, blog about that. And when people are new to blogging and internet marketing stuff, there's the worry there in the background of, well, what if somebody I know sees this? Or what if my boss sees this? What if somebody I'm working for or applying for a job with sees this? To be honest with you, if you looked at life that way, you'll never get anything done. Because all those worries and fears that you have, most of them will never ever happen. So you can sit around worrying about those, freaking out, and using them as excuses not to do anything. Or you can let today be your first day to take on that fear. Pull up your blog. Put up a blog and see what happens. Put something up on Twitter and see what happens. Put something up on Facebook and see what happens. And every time you put one of those up there, you'll be really, really worried about it, and you'll put it up, and you know what's going to happen? Nothing. Every once in a while you'll hit something that's like a complete, you haven't put that much thought into it, you know, it's something spur of the moment from the heart, you put it up there, and you'll find out that lots of people view it, or lots of people comment on it, or you get lots of feedback on it. And for the next month you'll be trying to figure out what was in that one thing that you put up that wasn't in the other ones, and how do you replicate it. And some days you figure it out, and some days you don't. But essentially, each day you put something up and you take action towards whatever it is you want to take action towards, each one of those steps moves you closer. And that if you put up a blog today and nothing happens with it, put another one up tomorrow. Tweet about something that you found interesting today on Twitter, and if nobody comments on it or nobody sees it, nothing lost. Doesn't make any difference, does it? So that's kind of what I wanted to say to you, is that blogging is about putting content out there. And if you think about the thing of like, well, like there's no formula. There's no formula there for this is what you need to do to blog. There's certain formulas there for how to put things up for search engine optimization, how to be found under certain keywords. But my advice to you is don't worry about that stuff. Essentially, start off, put up a blog, you know, put one up every couple of days, put one up every day if you can. Just get into that habit. And the more you do it, the better your articles become, the better the content you're putting out there becomes, and the better overall. You know? Because essentially the more content you put out there, the more up the rankings you move, and obviously the goal is to put out there content that people will find interesting. But essentially, like when I started, I had this idea of the bigger the net I put out there, and the more generic the marketing message I put out there, the more people that will see it. But it's completely the opposite of that. It's kind of counterintuitive. That the smaller the group of people that you want to talk to is, the better chance you have of actually connecting with those people. The more generic and the more I don't even know how to put it, the more generic the message you put out there, and the more people you try to please with that message, means that nobody really cares then, because you don't really have anything of interest to say. You're trying to please everybody and nobody cares. So at the moment you kind of bring it back to a level of, I'm really interested in this, I'm excited in this, and I'm going to share this with people. And you will find over time you get other people who are interested in the same sort of things, and they're the people you want to do business with. That's what it comes down to. It's not about finding lots and lots and lots of people. It's about finding a certain market of people and working with that market of people to build a better relationship, get them to buy from you over and over again. A lot of the people out there who are successful have built it up from really small budgets, And they've gone out there and they've got other people who like the same sort of things that they like, are interested in the same sort of things that they're interested in. They build a good connection with them, a good relationship, and that level of trust you can never get from putting out a generic marketing message or a blog to please everybody. Because to be honest with you, anytime I read one of those messages, I'm like, why am I reading this? This is crap. So essentially, if you just bring it back to a basic level of take that step, put that video out there today. And to be honest with you, you'll be surprised because more than likely nothing will happen. Nobody will see it. Do you know what I mean? And that if you do that today, a year from now, you will be 100 times better than you were today. And there's a reason people look back on the work that they did early on and kind of cringe about it, because they know so much more then than they knew when they started. But that if they hadn't started back then and they hadn't made all those videos or all those blogs, whatever it is, till now, they wouldn't know what they know now. They wouldn't be able to look back on that and cringe. And I guarantee you, each step of the way along there, each blog you put up, each video you put up, whatever it is you're putting out there, that somebody is looking at that going, wow, that person knows an awful lot of stuff. How did they get that good at it? And you have to realise that that's going to happen at every level. That when you put out your first one, somebody's going to go, wow, they're great. And when you put out one 5 years down the road, somebody's going to go, wow, they're great. But essentially, you have to put out the message, put out whatever it is, and to be honest with you, there's some stuff I look back on and kind of go, what were you doing? But that's the point, is if I hadn't put those out there, I didn't get any feedback and I wouldn't have learned anything. Whereas by putting this stuff out there, by getting your blogs out there, getting content out there, you become better at whatever it is you're trying to do. And that if your website does not have a blog up there, you need to get one on there. And the reason you need to get one on there is because a website with a blog will rank better than a website with no blog. And that's what it comes down to. So just take the first step today, get the content out there, give it a go, see how you get on.